What I remember about the fall of the Third Reich is how quiet it was. During the waning hours of the Second World War, B.J. Blazkowicz was discreetly transferred back into Germany. It was a silent trip. He knew what was about to happen, what he was about to do. Did he have any doubts, any private, hesitant thoughts? Perhaps, but he never said a word. Not on the ride to Berlin, not when the order to assassinate Hitler came down, and not when he infiltrated the Reichstag. Not a word. Hello again, folks, and welcome to the third episode of the Wolfenstein 3D Secret Levels. And yes, we're going to a very special episode tonight. This was the final episode of the original missions before the additional other three episodes were introduced. And it's a special one because BJ has the really special task of single-handedly putting an end to the war by assassinating the Führer himself. And I can't really think of any other video game where you get to fight that guy. And you not just fight him, he actually attacks you in a full-blown mecha suit, and you have to breach the suit first before shooting him in person. What can I say about episode 3? Its levels are a bit smaller and slightly more straightforward than the other two episodes we saw beforehand. I'm not sure if this was a deliberate choice or they ran out of time, which is kind of what happened while making Commander Keen episode 3. Or perhaps John Romero made most of these maps. His Wolf 3D maps tend to be a bit smaller and more simplistic, at least that's what I've noticed. Whereas Tom Hall usually liked to make bigger, expansive maps, more complicated ones. What you see on your screen is another variant of a cover for the game. I think that's a British distribution published by Precision Software. It's a really nice cover, although BJ is very poorly concealed here. I mean, these soldiers are going to spot him any moment, and that little gun won't help him much. If the previous episode, which was set in Castle Hjolehammer, gave me feelings of cold, decay, abandonment, this episode usually gives me a sense of isolation, loneliness, and silence. We're infiltrating some kind of basement under the Reichstag in Berlin, and I always got this feeling that there used to be more inhabitants in there, but they fled, and the people left behind are really the most fanatical guards who are preparing to make a desperate final stand to protect the Führer. Well, they're going to fail, of course, as we all know, but still, it's the last stand. And I say it's under the Reichstag because, well, that's what the hint book says. The game itself just tells you you're going to the Reichstag, but the hint book specifies that you find some kind of elevator concealed in the bushes behind the building, and you get down below to some kind of basement or bunker or whatever. Now it's easy to imagine the building had some sub-levels, for archives, storage rooms, and such things. The secret level itself is very well hidden and difficult to reach. We'll have to deal with a tricky push wall, a locked door without a key to open it, a maze, yes, a pretty large maze with lots of dead ends and false leads. And even when we reach the end of the maze, there will be one final deception at the very end. But it's worth it. You'll see why. We'll be going to a very weird and crazy secret level. So, let's get on to it. That memory screen that appears when you launch the game, it reminds me how easy memory management was made in DOSBox, and that's indeed one of the best things it did. Because back in the old day, on original hardware, managing your memory in DOS could get really complicated at times. You needed to have several different configurations because some of your programs or games could run fine with one configuration, but then some other program or game would not. So you'd have to switch between them, juggle with them. And in DOSBox, it's so easy. Everything works just fine. All memory types are just full to the max. It just works. And it's such a blessing. So, like I said, episode 3. Die, Führer, die! Something notable for this episode is that the first level has a hidden Morse code message in its music, which would say something along the lines of, what was it, to Big Bad Wolf from Little Red Riding Hood? Assassinate Hitler, urgent, something like that. Do you hear it? Yeah, those beeps in the background are Morse code. This wasn't the first time they used this trick, the final level of Commander Keen 6 also has a hidden Morse code message in its music. Anyway, we're going to level 7, a very mysterious place. That's where the secret exit is. I've cleaned up most of the level, except the part where the secret exit is. So, from the start we go here to this door surrounded by iron crosses. Ooh, the welcoming committee is already here. Watch out for these guards. Oh, SS! Told you, the most fanatical guards stay behind. So we find ourselves in this corridor with these doors on the sides, which lead to these small cubicles. Some of them have useful items in them. Others have nasty surprises. Anyway, the cubicle we're interested in is this one, at the end to the right. We open this wall here. Now let's make a just in case save, because you never know. Even though there are no mutants in this episode, there are officers. They are pretty quick. Yep, there they are. The white guys. The officers. Woo! Okay, that was a stupid mistake. But don't worry. There's plenty of health around here. And even a 1-up. So, yeah, there's some treasure here. Some ammo, some health. Looks like a very nice secret. So perhaps there's nothing more to find in here. Or wrong. This is a push wall too, but if you push it this way, it will block the passage. So you have to push it sideways, like this. And we find ourselves in this weird room filled with crosses. Ooh, gives me episode 2 vibes. There's a useful secret here you can open. Another 1-up and a chain gun. Perhaps we'll need it. And here's a mysterious locked door, but it's guarded by SS. Yeah, Dein Leben. Woo! Jeez, you guys. Well, that's not a problem because we have this. The 1-up gives you full health, I think 25 ammo and an extra life. So what's behind this door? Huh? Hey, it doesn't open. I have a gold key, but it doesn't open, so I guess it requires a silver key. But there is no silver key on this level. Yeah, even if you check with a map editor, There is no silver key anywhere on this map. So how do we get through this door? Can we blow it up somehow? No. What we do is we just go in this corner and open this secret door. How convenient. And that's how we defeat the locked door. I always felt there were probably supposed to be some guards here. And that's the beginning of the maze. Oh, the maze. Now I've played this so many times that I have a bit of an intuitive feel where to go, so it shouldn't take too long. It's not like I remember the maze by heart, I just have a feel of the direction I'm supposed to go in. So first we're going in this direction. No, be careful, there are a lot of dead ends in this maze and you can get confused easily. Okay, this direction. No, that's where we're going. We're currently aiming for the southeastern corner of the map. Oops, not here. Yeah, I think I'm on the right track. Maybe. And if you look at the map in a map editor, you'll see that this maze is really big. It occupies a huge portion of the map. Okay, when you reach this wider area, it means you've come too far, so you go back and take this corridor instead. And now we're aiming westward. So this direction I'm facing right now, this should be to the west of the map. To the west in the sense that when you open it in the editor, that's to the left. North is up, south is down, and east is to the right. Okay, I think this wider area means we're on the right track. Hopefully. Come on. Oops, no. So I guess this wider area is another deception. Okay, oh yeah, we reached the end of the maze and it didn't take too long because like I said, I have a feel for the direction I'm supposed to go in. It's something you get after playing this game for so many years. And that's the end of the maze, but is that all? We came all this way just for some treasure and a one-up? Something's not right here. And indeed, there is a deception. You open this door, and there it is. That's the secret exit. And now we're going to the weirdest place in the game, the so-called Pacman level. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I don't know what id Software was smoking when they came up with this level, but it's so weird. And the music, can you hear the music? Oh, there's another one. Don't touch the ghosts, they do pretty heavy damage when they touch you. There are some regular guards around here too, so don't let your guard down. I heard an SS somewhere nearby. So what you do is, well, you play it like Pacman. You run around, avoid the ghosts, collect treasure. Yeah, nothing too complicated. Yep, avoid these guys. You know, sometimes they merge together forming one mega ghost. Be careful when that happens because it can drain your health really quickly. There are two exits from this map. They are symmetrical, but both of them are guarded by a small army of, brown guards, so be careful. Or better yet, come prepared with a chain gun. I think the ghosts won't follow you here. Some nice treasure. That's one exit, and the other one is like a mirror image on the opposite end of the map. Uh-oh. Ooh! Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Getting close to the ghosts is not a good idea. Thankfully, there are some one-ups around the level. I suppose they represent... uh, there was something in the Pacman games that allowed you to become stronger than the ghosts, but what was it? I don't remember. A fruit or a pill of some kind? Okay, I think I've collected most of the treasure. You know, episode 3 as a whole has less treasure than other episodes, so the high scores you get for it are usually lower than high scores for other episodes, especially episode 2. The mutants there can really up your score. Okay. So yeah, I think we're all done in this place. There may be some treasure left, but it's okay. We don't need it. The important thing is to eliminate the Führer and stop the war, you know? Yeah, I think I'm ready to leave. Oop. And you know, these ghosts are not entirely unique to this level. One of them will appear again in the secret level of episode 6. I've mentioned this one before, because this secret level also has some mutants, the only mutants outside of episode 2, so it's a very crazy level, as you can imagine. And we'll reach it eventually, when we get to episode 6. Oh, it's gonna be painful, because the episode 6 secret level is huge. And so, having left the Pacman reality, we're back to the Reichstag basement or whatever it is. So anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh, by the way, this hallway is shaped like a swastika. Right. Ooh, you guys. Not very hospitable of you. Do you see it? Yeah, there are quite a few levels in this game that are shaped like a swastika or made up of smaller swastikas. Anyway, before we end, let's take one quick look at how the map looks. Yeah, even the shape of the map resembles those classic old Pacman games. And those chalices, you know, the yellow circles are like the little dots that you collect in that game. Yeah, that was such a weird idea, but hey, I think it's a good thing they made it. It adds a little bit of silliness, you know, to an otherwise serious game. Anyway, folks, well, this will be the last video for 2024. Next time you hear me, it will be next year. Wow. It's like going into the future. Thankfully, not a leap year, because, you know, leap years are usually pretty unlucky for me. So I'm really glad 24 is almost over. Whew. Anyway, folks, well, since I won't see you tomorrow, I'm wishing you a happy new year in advance. Have a lot of fun, and see you in the future.